Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm Turning Red, the new Pixar movie that I will review today. Released on Disney Plus, and while I could go on again about how it's better at giving films attention and cinemas aren't that great, just watch what I go over in this video. Because I talked about it enough. Normally I go over trailer thoughts in your detail, but since I went over it in my thoughts on animated films of 2022, I don't need to go over it. Not even 30 seconds in it already brought up to my videos. But in short, I was a bit conflicted, especially with that teaser. However, looking at Disney and Pixar's recent track record, this take has potential, and the studio is turning different in a good way. So how is Turning Red? Let's get into this review. This video won't be too long because I'm not predicting high views, and I don't have extensive things to say about it, but I still have thoughts. The story is about May, a 13-year-old who turns to a red panda due to genetics, and has a month before she can be cured. Meanwhile, May and her friends want to see the band Four Town and need to make money for concert tickets, and there's some conflict between May and her mother. Red Panda backstory is the better part in my opinion. Finding out a bit about their ancestors but not too much is great, and the family coming there is interesting. It is an obvious metaphor for growing up and stuff, but there's multiple things it could be as up for interpretation. It causes intrigue for the viewer. For the other part, I see the meaning, and they clash well with the other stuff, when weak writing would normally make it a jumbled mess. But I'm still not a fan of these parts with the way they get money and other stuff. This is mostly autobiographical because I watched a documentary to help with this review, and there wasn't much to it, but that's okay. Positive Disney Plus is that documentary got better released, and not just a special feature on the Blu-ray bay anyone will watch. Anyway, this is connected to the director, and it seems this new Pixar era is the Pixar personal era. It's not that relatable to me, but it's clear your heart was put into it. The character-focused narrative adds to the film. Most of it is slice and life, then we get to a proper climax, which is rare for recent Disney. It works fine, but it's mainly some of the bits before and after which are better, although this movie doesn't obsessively focus on the big emotional scene, instead being a lot more subtle. It has a bit of an older target audience, but it's not very inappropriate. It here also seems to be continuing on the older target audience. I'm not a big fan of the tone and vibe to this film, which is why most of the comedy didn't work for me. Also, there's some contrivances to get the story going. I know it's common in most movies, but it seems more annoying and on the nose here, but the story is still quite good. Animation looks great and stylistic with the facial expression and the signs of both humans and red pandas. I can imagine it being overshadowed by Yuka, which goes further with that design style. Uses other styles and has superb lighting cinematography in the other shots. Also, the backgrounds look great, but that might also be overshadowed by Encanto. All new major Disney animated releases have great animation now. They switch styles so not every animated film looks the same. Now on about the characters, Meg is good but not really an interesting main character. It seems the other time main characters are hard to make. The mother is really protective even before she starts turning into a red panda. But it's also established that she used to be like Meg and it's a cycle with her own mother as well. She plays a major part in the themes and story. May's father is mostly on the side, but here's a moment late in the film, it's such a great scene. Friendly characters mostly appear as a group, but they have individual personalities and varied designs. They also serve a proper purpose to the story and aren't just there to have extra characters. There's also some other side characters, mainly Tai who starts off as the boy. Turning Red has good characters. While not incredible, it's an enjoyable film that I can understand why some won't like as much as most Pixar, partially me. I would say where it ranks in Pixar at the end. In conclusion, I give Turning Red 7.5 out of 10 and would recommend. Not completely sure of the rating because some 8 out of 10s are worse, but this system is the middle objective. Doesn't stand out any better than that. The recommendation is maybe, but not must watch. Because there's a lot better to watch instead. It is technically the worst 2020s Disney or Pixar movie, but I'm not disappointed like I initially was with Encanto. I have changed my opinion since then. Was better than I expected with good characters, animation, and interesting red panda concept that could be a metaphor for many things. My Pixar ranking is about 17, and it goes in between a big gap in terms of quality. May seem low to 25, but there's a lot of great films by Pixar. If you want to know how compared with others on the ranking, once again watch this video that's now outdated. The end.